So last year was my first year at AFRIFF. I was the head of the jury, and they brought me back to be on the jury again this year. And honestly, it was harder, even harder. It was hard last year to judge the movies. It was even harder this year to figure out what should win, you know. But obviously, we had to make a decision, and I guess everybody will find out tonight.
Last year, I taught a master class in directing and cinematography. Came back again this year to do it again because it went so well. And I'm just excited to be here. And you know, everything Steven said is absolutely right. Like the films this year, like every film I went to see was just incredible. Like I'm just so blown away by the work. You know, it's just like with every film, I was just like, wow, walking out of the theater inspired. So I'm excited to see like how some of these filmmakers will be recognized tonight. Ooh,
it's
just
Legos.
The energy.
It's Legos. Like,
and look at what we're wearing. I mean, come on now.
You gotta come for the fashion and the food and the people. That's it. That's it. The movies too, but it's the love. It's love.
It's black.
Yeah. I think being able to come to the motherland, specifically to the biggest festival on the continent, and specifically celebrating film, which we love to make, in a place that we love to connect to, it really doesn't have any comparison to that. It really don't. Yeah.
It's not my first time, it's not her first time, but it's our first time at AFRIFF.
Yes. Oh, like a crash course in filmmaking and just watching incredible movies every single day, having really intentional conversations with filmmakers. It's been lovely. Networking? Yes.
Oh yes, completely. The networking, of course. You know, as you're making friends, you're networking subconsciously. So it's a wonderful conference in that you find people of like mind. I mean, we're all here promoting African cinema in one way or another. So unconsciously or consciously, you're networking.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. I mean, you're having breakfast, you're going to watch the movies, you're going to the panel discussions, you have the master classes. So one way or another, you'll meet people that are helpful. Yes. Well, the reception was fantastic. I actually did a film called In Search of a Blessed Life, and Stevie Wonder did the title song and the music. So he came over for a special birthday screening, and when he was there, he said, let's talk about it. So that turned into the documentary, because he's actually been coming to visit me in Ghana and my family. He's her godfather for 30 years. So I found that I had footage going back 30 years before we got him. He got his citizenship this time. So the movie has his whole journey of wanting to be a Ghanaian citizen and its connection to the continent. So that's what the documentary shows. Yes. Very fantastic. The reception's been great. I've been invited from this festival to 3 more festivals to show it. So I would say it's fantastic. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, on the continent.
Thank you.
It's lovely. Honestly, Ifoma is a wonderful director. She's making waves already, but she's going to be making like huge waves. And honestly, I'm very grateful for the experience, because it's opened doors for me to be really a part of the West African film scene, and it's so meaningful to me, you know. So I'm really grateful. It wasn't my first film, because I was in Tears of the Sun, but I was little when I was then, and it was also filming in the States, So even though it was on location in Africa, it wasn't in Africa. So working on Venus Fury, she filmed in Ghana and Lagos. I filmed in Ghana, and it was a whole different experience. So it was really lovely. And then after that, I filmed my mom's movie. And honestly, this last year and this year has just been such a blessing. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
And I hope you have more films, more international films, maybe an Oscar someday.
Amen to that. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. So great speaking with you guys.
Nice to speak to you.
Alright. I wanted to ask, and I've been asking everybody that have been coming around, what do you think is the one thing about the AFRIFF experience that keeps bringing people year after year?
It's the parties, it's the panels, it's the wonderful films, it's the networking, it's, how do I put it? It's the atmosphere. There is none like AFRIFF, I can tell you that. It's what keeps us coming year after year and year.
It's very electric. What would you say has been the highlight of this year for you so far?
We had John Boyega this year, we had Skepta, we had Hakim Kai Kazim, and a lot of international guests from all over the world, who came. And but more importantly, we had wonderful films. And these films come with their filmmakers. So it was a great, it was a great year really, meeting with a lot of these people who came. And so it was very exciting. Yeah.
Is there any film in particular that you saw that you like you really liked?
There were many good films.
Well, also, my final question, what's one thing from this experience or from this year's AFRIFF that you're taking with you?
The one thing I can say is, in spite of whatever the adversities are, just hang in there, you will overcome. And I'll tell you why. Because this year, the venue for AFRIFF traditionally was threatened. There were so many challenges. We lost a major sponsor, friend of the house, Albert Wigwe. But, yes, I can tell you that AFRIFF, in spite of all that, AFRIFF has come out stronger, better, and it can only get better. Yeah.
I think just to add to what you said, it's a representation of the Nigerian spirit. We're very resilient people. So, and I think AFRIFF captures that. Yeah. So I wanted to ask about the AFRIFF experience. What's the one thing, because I know it's not the first time at AFRIFF, what's the one thing that keeps you coming back? What do you think keeps every filmmaker and every actor coming back year after year?
I think it's just the fact that Chioma and the team really believe in African talent. And people only go to where they are celebrated. So the fact that we come back year after year is that we believe that we're being celebrated. That's why we're here. And I think it's laudable when you celebrate your own. It's easy for Nigerians to say, oh, there's so many things wrong with Nigeria. But how about identifying and celebrating the things that are working, the things that we're getting right? And Nollywood is one of those things. And we're celebrating it.
And talking about celebration and AFRIFF, right? I feel like, especially with the year they've had, AFRIFF is a representation of the Nigerian growth, right? And with regards to the Nigerian film industry, how would you quantify how much impact AFRIFF has had on African filmmakers' careers?
I mean, if you look around, you'd see the impact. It's a testament, just look around, it's a testament to the fact that we believe in AFRIFF. Not just AFRIFF believing in the industry, but the industry does believe in AFRIFF. AFRIFF is very inspiring. AFRIFF identifies talent and celebrates it. This year, AFRIFF has decided to really celebrate film from out of Nollywood. The opening film and the closing films are Nollywood films. It hasn't happened, I don't think it has happened in the past that way. So this year is on another level, celebrating Nollywood on another level, and we're excited about it.
I'm aware you were on the jury selection team for AFRIFF. What has the experience been like?
It's amazing. Like every year, it's even more and more amazing than the year before. The films have been really, really difficult to judge. Like the prize distribution was very hard this year because the films were so good. And I would like to mention the student films they're really notable. They were very, very surprising, and I think it's very promising for the future of the industry.
What would you say, aside from watching the films and like reviewing films, what would you say is your favorite thing of being a jury member on this festival?
I love it.
Well, honestly, it has mostly been watching films. So yeah, that took a biggest part of our time. But also, I mean, even interacting with other jury members is very enriching. When we could, we would see some panels. We would connect with people. And I mean, these are all things that we carry home. And you know, other than watching films, you kind of reflect on them, you discuss them, it makes you change your perspective. So yeah, it's great.
I love the fact that you talked about conversations and having conversations at film.
Yes.
What would you say has been like the highlight? Because as we know, the AFRIFF experience is unlike any other. What would you say is the one thing about the AFRIFF that brings you coming back?
Oh my God, that's very, very, very difficult to say. You know, definitely the one person that gets me coming back every year is Choma Ude. And I thank her with all my heart for everything that she's doing. But then really, like, AFRIFF is a 360 experience. So I don't think you can single out one thing because it's like a full-blown, like, so many things happening at the same time. And yeah, I mean, it's like a full week of marathon, and then you need another week to recover from it. But it's amazing.
I relate to you on the route to recover because it's going to be a long way of recovering. Let's leave AFRIFF a bit. Aside from the films, like if you had to decide on, what have you been watching? What's been
about TV shows, movies, and
Oh, you know, actually, I haven't had a lot of time to watch anything other than the AFRIFF films at the moment. So I've been really, really focused on that. It's been a real pleasure to watch them. I've been also traveling a lot because I have a film that's touring in many festivals. So that's what I've been doing.
Can you tell us a bit about your film that's been touring? That's exciting.
Yes, it's very exciting. I'm very grateful.
Can you tell us a bit about the film, what the film is about?
So the film is called Portrait of a Certain Orient. It's a Brazilian film, but it tells a Lebanese story of war and emigration at the end of the 40s. And it's very sad because we're kind of living something very similar now. And that's why the theme indigenous to global moves me a lot, because there's so much going on in very specific places that we need to bring globally. Like, we need to tell these stories globally to change the narrative.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
From what I can hear you say there, the AFRIFF experience has been, for me, it's been really good. It's my first AFRIFF, everybody, and I've really loved it. I've loved watching the films. I've loved meeting the people. I've loved the excitement of the conversation about improving Nollywood and improving the idea of filmmaking here, and films getting better and better and better. And so it's a very exciting time, very exciting period. Oh, I've loved it all. The highlight is for me just coming here and being in Lagos, being around the filmmakers and being around the whole entity that is AFRIFF.
You've been in a number of Nollywood films, so at this point you're basically like a honorary Nollywood. I said you've been in a number of Nollywood films as well. So basically you're one of us at this point, right? What would you say your experience has been in Nollywood so far?
You know, my experience in Nollywood has been interesting. I've worked with people like Obi and Malonye. You know, I like to work with filmmakers that are trying to push the boundary in terms of what Nollywood is. And so for me, every time I come back, it's a new filmmaker or a filmmaker that I think is interesting. And I'll keep doing that as long as they're pushing the boundaries.
I want to speak with you briefly about your role in Anikulapo and how was that working with Kule and making that film?
Well, it was a lot of fun, and Kunle and I had discussed working together. And I said to him, look, my Yoruba is so bad, I can't really speak Yoruba, and all your films are in Yoruba. And he said, no, hang on, I'm going to do something. And that's how we got the character in Anikulapo. And it was great fun to do. It's great working with Kunle. He's a lovely man and a really inspirational filmmaker.
Okay, my final question. Regarding the AFRIFF experience, would you come back?
Yes, I'm waiting. You asked me, I'll come. So, you know, yes, I will.
Back into business of industry that I wanted to ask, I know this is not your first time at AFRIFF. AFRIFF is basically every filmmaker, every Nigerian filmmaker. What do you think is the one thing about AFRIFF that brings people coming back year in, year out?
I think it's the love for film, in honesty.
there's this common thing that pretty much resonates to everyone that has anything to do with AFRIFF, which is we love film, documentary, short film, animation. We love that medium. And you know that there's a very good chance that there's some films that you'll never get a chance to see again. But you'll see them here. So that makes it very exclusive, that makes it very special, very unique, and it's never going to keep you coming back here.
Okay, so let's pivot back to Headless. There was the opening film and the feature event. So how was that experience like working with doing a film about filmmakers?
I've actually known Michael for quite a while. We worked together on Madam Coin Coin, so we actually know each other really, really well. But still, it was a completely different experience because I'd never played a character like that ever. I'd never been in that kind of setting ever, and I'd never worked with Gideon before. So there was a lot of new experiences. But I knew the material was great. I knew we wanted to make a really great film. So there was that synergy between everyone, and it was a lovely experience. And I'm just so proud of the film that we made.
How was the reception like, and how has it been?
It was good. It was good. It was great. The reception has been so great. I've had different people coming up to me talking about the film, talking about how much they like the film, how much they appreciate the hard work that went into making it. So I'm just glad.
For a final question, I wanted to ask from an actor's perspective, you're always like on red carpet and you're always premiering films. Does it ever feel you need to? Does it ever feel exciting? Does it get boring?
No, not really. No, feels like work. Yeah, but most people most filmmakers and actors they're in that profession because it doesn't feel like work. Feels like home. Feels like where you want to do and just do your best. This place feels like work. Yeah.
I get that. So I relate to that definitely. And I hope you have a great night. I know Headless is a competition.
Yes, we're here. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of it. Thank you. How has your experience been attending this Africa? What do you think makes it different from all the film festivals?
Okay, I am representing Francophone, so I will speak in French because AFRIFF is like Africa, it's not only Nigerian. So I want like more French representation. You see what I'm talking about? Bonjour, je m'appelle Vicky Patterson et je vais parler en français parce que AFRIFF, c'est l'Afrique qui est représentée, c'est pas seulement le Nigeria ou les pays anglophones. Donc je pense que AFRIFF est l'un des meilleurs film festivals où j'ai été. Ils ont été quand même à la hauteur. C'est clair, il y a eu des petits bugs, mais je leur en veux pas pour ça. Je n'en tiens pas rigueur. Et jusqu'ici, je suis vraiment amazed, comme on dit. Je suis vraiment étonnée. Je suis heureuse. Je me sens bénie d'être là. So I said I feel blessed to be here.
You spoke about Francophone. How do you see the relation between Africa and French films and the Francophone industry, and how Africa has impacted them?
I think AFRIFF is not well known. I was not aware about AFRIFF until I got selected. You see, yes. So they need to do more advertisement. Like Francophone needs to know more about AFRIFF. Like it's a very big thing, and people don't really know AFRIFF. So AFRIFF needs to be known. Honestly, I'll be like your advertiser.
My final question: What has been the highlight for you this
Venue, red carpet, gorgeous. I love it. Yes. Thank you.
Hi.
We know you are the member of the jury this year.
Sorry?
I said you're a member of the jury this year. Can you hear me?
The movie's called Call Me Shams, yeah.
So I wanted to ask about the AFRIFF experience.
So the AFRIFF experience has been amazing. It's just such a unique, fun, creative festival. You know, everything is about the people, and the people here are so cool. The organizers, the events surrounding the films and the premieres. It's just a really fun, it's just really fun to be here. It raises the spirits.
I feel excited. What would you say has been the highlight of the experience here this year?
Well, the highlight really is meeting not only the filmmakers, but also the staff working the festival, because a lot of them are filmmakers as well. So just chatting with everyone, so eager to learn about the industry. I'm eager to learn about how things are done here in Nigeria. And it's just the new friendships and the relationships. It's just so life-changing. You know, the festival was like a week long. I'm from Los Angeles. I could go a month in Los Angeles and maybe, have one or two interesting experiences. You fly into AFRIFF, you get off the plane, and it's 24/7, something interesting's happening, a new experience is happening.
Year after year, I look forward to seeing new talents. I look forward to connecting with industry giants and my colleagues. I look forward to having a good time. I look forward to seeing the latest cinematography.
Is this your first day at AFRIFF this year? Or have you been
Is this my first day?
at AFRIFF this year?
No.
Is there anything you've seen this year? What has been the highlights for you?
The highlights for me has just been reconnecting with my people. That's all.
I think that's my favorite. Oh, one last question. Aside from AFRIFF and aside from watching films, what has been keeping you up? Movies, shows, TV?
Work has been keeping me up. Yeah, because I can't think of any show I'm binging on. So work has been. So you get home, you rest, you sleep, you wake up, you do it again. You do it again.
The AFRIFF experience, unlike any other, it's hard to describe to people who haven't been to AFRIFF.
It's exposure, really. Yeah, it's exposure. The AFRIFF experience is networking, and that's exposure, really. It brings everyone value at their level. If you're aspiring, if you're already in play, bringing the world home. Not everyone can afford to travel, but you bring travel home. And, young filmmakers, aspiring filmmakers, experienced filmmakers who perhaps have been in a bubble can have some kind of exchange, boost their confidence, inspires them to dream beyond their scope and horizon, and it's great. Networking is what the world is about now. So you have social media and everything else. So AFRIFF just helps facilitate that. So even people who don't travel still get value.
I think that's really important as well, especially for the industry arts. It's still in its growing phase. I know I'm sure this is not your first time coming to AFRIFF. You come in year in, year out.
Oh, gee.
Right. So what would you say, aside from the networking, what would you say is that one thing that brings you year after year, the one special thing?
My genuine desire to see the industry grow, and regardless of how little the value I bring is, if it's my presence, if it's one conversation with someone that I inspire, then I have lent something to the space, because that's still what it's about, networking, exposure. Some people will never see you on a normal day, but they get to meet you at AFRIFF because we are all trying to connect, right? So it's all value, so yeah.
So let's bring it more close to home now. Because everybody thinks, creating a festival is very easy, right? If you had to make a festival of your own, 5 Nollywood classics that you screen.
Classics? Oh, okay. Living in Bondage, Diamond Ring, Sakaba, Vuga. I'm just dropping names that are coming to my head. Circle of Doom. Yeah.
Those are great choices.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
those are the stories that formed and started what we have now.
Yeah, literally the reasons why we're here. Mm-hmm. So let's ask aside. I know you're a very busy person, but I know you're obviously watching something or reading something. What's keeping you up? Films, TV shows that you're currently watching?
Movie scripts that I will act so other people will watch.
I get that. But thank you very much.
It's my 9 to 5, so yeah. So
you should relax.
We create it for. I do. Of course, I do. But I'm not currently watching anything.
Okay.
So I was watching the U.S. elections and build up to it. And now, like I said to someone, I'm like, CNN is back to being an entertainment channel, not news channel anymore. So I've been watching CNN and enjoying, the talks about Trump and coming. Not Netflix. Yeah, right now it's a season. Yeah, but I'll still plug back in.